Welcome, honest neighbors, to Theater Ensemble Arts' destruction of William Shakespeare's Much Ado About Nothing. Had to wait for the music to stop there. We're profoundly underwhelmed by your presence here today. We hope we enjoy the show. Before we get started, we need to do a few announcements. Second, we're going to need you to amplify your cell phones, so no ringing, no talking, no nothing like that. We want everybody to be able to enjoy the show. Fourth, we're having feedback issues. Fourth, y'all may remember the 50-50 raffle we have up in concessions. You still got a few seconds to put your hat in that ring, but we'll be doing the drawing for that raffle at the beginning of the intersection in the middle of the play. We'll bring the jar up there, we'll do the drawing up there, we'll do the announcement from up there. After the drawing, we will have a 15-minute intersection so you can go get concessions, go use the restroom, go dry your eyes from not winning the money, that kind of thing. 6, as to pictures and video recordings, you can take pictures. You can even do short little video clips. In fact, you can post them to your Instagram or your Facebook. We like that. That's good PR for us. But please, no commercial recording. And speaking of your Facebook and your Instagrams, if you want news on events and shows for Theater Ensemble Arts, find us, follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Y'all know how to do that. That's where we post all the information. So, an execrable crowd so far. We hope you enjoy the show. The play starts when I sit in that chair over there, and then that lovely young lady is going to sing a nice song for you. So, if I could get a round of applause to walk me over there, we will give you a show.
To the marriage of your minds, admit impediments. Love is not love, which alters when it alteration finds. What bends with the remover to remove. Oh no, it is a never fixed mark. That looks on tempest and is never shaken. It is the star to ever wandering bark, whose worth's unknown, although his height be taken. Within his bending circles come. Love alters not, his height be taken, bears it out even to the edge of doom. If this be error and upon me proved, I never.
I learn in this letter that Don Pedro of Aragon comes this night to Messina.
He is very near by this. He was not 3 leagues off when I left him.
And how many gentlemen have we lost in this action?
I have a few of any sort, none of name.
A victory is twice itself when the victor comes home with full numbers. Oh, I learn here that Don Pedro hath bestowed much honor on a young Florentine called Claudio.
Much deserved on his part, and equally remembered by Don Pedro. He hath borne himself beyond the promise of his age, doing in the figure of a lamb the feats of a lion. He hath indeed bettered expectation than... well, you must expect me to tell you how.
He hath an uncle here in Messina, will be very much glad of it.
I pray you, is Signor Montanto returned from these wars or no?
I know none of that name, lady.
My cousin means Signor Benedick of Padua.
Oh, he's returned, and as pleasant as he ever was.
I pray you, how many men hath he killed and eaten in these wars? But how many hath he killed? For indeed, I have promised to eat all of his killing.
Faithnies, you tax Signor Benedick too much, but he will be meet with you. I doubt it not.
He hath done good service, lady, in these wars.
You had musty victual, and he hath hoped to eat it. He is a very valiant trencherman. He hath an excellent stomach.
Well, and a good soldier too, lady.
And a good soldier to a lady. But what is he to a lord?
A lord to a lord, a man to a man, stuffed with all honorable virtues.
It is so indeed. He is no less than a stuffed man. But as for the stuffing, well, we are all mortal.
You must not mistake my niece. There is a kind of merry war betwixt Signor Benedict and her. They never meet, but there's a skirmish of wit between them.
Alas, he gets nothing by that. In our last conflict, 4 of his 5 wits went halting off, and now is the entire man governed with 1. So that if he have wit enough to keep himself warm, let him bear it for a difference between himself and his horse, for it is all the wealth he hath left to be known a reasonable creature. Who is his companion now? He hath every month a new sworn brother.
It's possible.
Very easily possible. He wears his faith, but as the fashion of his hat, it ever changes with the next block.
I see, lady, the gentleman is not in your books.
No, any were, I would burn my study. But who is his companion now? Is there no young squarer who will make a voyage with him to the devil?
He is most in the company of the right noble Claudio.
Oh, good Lord, he will hang upon him like a disease. He is sooner caught than the pestilence, and the taker runs presently mad. God help the noble Claudio. If he have caught the Benedick, it will cost him 1,000 pounds ere he be cured.
I will make friends with you, lady.
Do, good friend.
You will never run mad, niece.
No, not till a hot January.
Oh, Don Pedro's arrived.
Good Signora Leonata, have you come to meet your trouble? The fashion of the world is to avoid cost, and you encounter it.
Never came trouble to my house, my lord, in the likeness of your grace. But trouble being gone, comfort should remain. But when you depart from me, sorrow takes his leave.
You embrace your charge too willingly. I think this is your daughter?
I hath many times told her father so.
Did he doubt you, ma'am, that he had to ask you?
Signor Benedict, for then you were a child.
You have the full of it, Benedick, which we may guess from that which you are, being a man. Truly, the lady doth mother herself. And be happy, lady, for you are like an honorable mother.
If Signora Leonata be her mother, she'd not have her head on her shoulders for all Messina, like her as she is.
I wonder that you will still be talking, Signor Benedick. Nobody marks you.
What? My dear Lady Disdain. Are you yet living?
Is it possible Disdain should die when she hath such meat to feed it as Signor Benedick? Courtesy itself must convert to disdain if you come in her presence.
Well, then is courtesy a turncoat? But it is certain that I am loved of all ladies. Only you excepted. And I would I could find it in my heart that I had not a hard heart, for truly, I love none.
A dear happiness to women. They would else have been troubled with a pernicious suitor. I thank God in my cold blood I am of your humor for that. I had rather hear my dog bark at a crow than a man swear, he loves me.
God keep your ladyship still in that mind, so some gentleman or other shall scape a predestinate scratched face.
Ooh, scratching could not make it worse, and 'twere such a face as yours were.
Ah, you rare parrot teacher.
A bird of my tongue is better than a beast of yours.
I would my horse had the speed of your tongue and so good a continuer, but keep your way. God's name, I've done.
You always end with a jade's trick. I know you of old.
And that is the sum of it, Leonata. Signor Benedick, Signor Claudio, my dear friend Leonata hath invited you all. I have told her that we shall stay for, at the least, a month. However, she prays heartily that we shall find some occasion to stay longer, and I do swear she is no hypocrite and prays from her heart.
If you swear, my lord, you will not be forsworn. I bid you all welcome. Being reconciled to your brother the prince, I owe you all duty.
Oh, I thank you. I am not a man of many words, but I thank you.
Please let your grace lead on.
Your hand, Leonata, we shall walk together.
Benedick, didst thou note the daughter of Signora Leonata?
I noted her not, but I looked on her.
Is she not a modest young lady?
Do you ask me as an honest man should for my true and simple judgment? Or would you have me talk after my custom as a professed tyrant to their sex?
No, I pray thee speak in sober judgment.
Why, in faith? Methinks she is too low for a high praise, too brown for a fair praise, and too little for a great praise. The only commendation I can afford her is this, that were she other than as she is, she were unhandsome. And being no other but as she is, I don't like her.
Oh, thou thinkest I am in sport. I pray thee tell me truly how thou likest her.
Would you buy her that you inquire after her?
Can the world buy such a jewel?
Yeah. Yeah, and a case to put it into. But say you this with a sad brow? Or do you play the flouting jack to tell us that Vulcan's a rare carpenter and Cupid a good hair finder? Come, and what key shall a man take you to go into the song?
In mine eyes, she is the sweetest lady I ever looked on.
Yep, can still see without spectacles, and I see no such matter. See, there's her cousin. And were she not possessed with a fury, exceeds her as much in beauty as the 1st of May doth the last of December. But I hope you've no intent to turn husband, have you?
I would scarce trust myself, though I had sworn the contrary, if Hero would be my wife.
Is it come to this? Shall the world never know a man, but will wear his cap with suspicion? Shall I never see a bachelor of 80 again? Yet go to in faith, and thou wilt needs thrust thy neck into a yoke, bear the print of it, and sigh away Sundays. Look, Don Pedro's returned to seek you.
What secret hath held you here, that you followed not to Leonata's?
He's in love. With who, you ask? Ah, now that is your grace's part. Mark how short his answer is. With Hero, Leonata's short daughter.
Well, amen if you love her, for the lady is very well worthy.
You speak this to fetch me in, my lord.
By troth, I speak my thought.
And if faith, my lord, I spoke mine.
Yeah, by my 2 faiths and troths, my lord, I spoke mine.
That I love her. I feel.
That she is worthy, I know.
That I neither feel how she could be loved, nor know how she could be worthy, is the opinion fire cannot mete out of me. I will die in it at the stake.
Thou wast always an obstinate heretic in the despite of beauty.
And never could maintain his part, but in the force of his will.
That a woman conceived me, I thank her. That she brought me up, I likewise offer her my most humble thanks. But that I will have a recheat winded in my forehead or have to hang my bugle in an invisible baldric, all women will pardon me. Because I will not do them the wrong to mistrust any. I will do myself the right to trust none. And the fine is, for the which I may go the finer, I will live a bachelor.
I will see thee, ere I die, look pale with love.
With hunger, with anger, or with sickness, my lord, not with love. Prove that I lose more blood to love than I can get again by drinking, then pick out mine eyes with a ballad maker's pen and hang me on the door of the brothel house for the sign of blind Cupid.
As time shall try. In time, the savage bull doth bear the yoke.
The savage bull may. But if ever the sensible Benedick bear it, then pluck off the bull's horns and set them in my forehead, and let me be vilely painted in such great letters as they write, "Here is good horse for hire." Instead, let it signify under my sign, "Here you may see Benedick, the married man."
Well, you may temporize with the hours. In the meantime, good Signor Benedick, repair to Leonarda's. Commend me to her and tell her that I will not fail her at supper, for she has made great preparation.
I have almost enough matter in me for such an embassage, and so I commit you.
My liege, your highness may now do me good.
My love is thine to teach. Teach it but how, and thou shalt see how apt it is to learn any hard lesson that might do thee good.
Hath Leonata any son, my lord?
No child but Hero, she is her only heir. Why, dost thou affect her, Claudio?
Oh, my lord, when you went onward on this ended action, I looked upon her with a soldier's eye, that liked, but had rougher task in hand than to drive liking to the name of love. Oh, but now I am returned, and that war thoughts have left their places vacant. In their rooms come thronging soft and delicate desires, all prompting me how fair young Hero is, saying I liked her ere I went to war.
Thou shalt speak like a lover presently, and tire the listener with a book of words. If thou dost love Hero, cherish it, and I shall break with her and her mother, and in the end she shall be thine. 'Twas it not to this end that you began to twist so fine of a tale?
Oh, how sweetly you do minister to love, that no loves grief by his complexion. Yet, lest my liking too sudden seem, I would have salved it with a longer treatise.
What needs the bridge much wider than the flood? The fairest grant is necessity. Look, what will serve is fit. Thou hast loved, and I shall fit thee with a remedy. I know we will have reveling tonight. I shall assume thy part in some disguise, and tell fair Hero that I am Count Claudio. Then, into her bosom I shall unclasp my heart, and take prisoner her hearing with the force and strong account of my amorous tale. Then, after, I shall break with her mother, and, in conclusion, she shall be thine. In practice, let us put it presently.
What the good year, my lord? Why are you thus out of measure sad?
There is no measure in the occasion that breeds. Therefore my sadness is without limit.
Well, you should hear reason.
And when I hath heard it, what blessing brings me it?
Well, if not a patient remedy, at least a patient sufferance.
I wonder that thou, being, as thou say'st thou art, born under Saturn, goest about to apply a moral medicine to a mortifying mischief. I cannot hide what I am. I must be sad when I have cause, and smile at no man's jests. Eat when I have stomach, and wait for no man in his leisure. Sleep when I am drowsy, and tend to no man's business. Laugh when I am merry, and claw no man in his humour.
Yea, but you must not make the full show of this, till you may do it without controlment. You have of late stood out against your brother, and he hath ta'en you newly in his grace, where it is impossible for you to take true roots, but by the fair weather you make yourself. It is needful for you to frame the season of your own harvest.
I had rather be a canker in a hedge than a rose in his grace, and it better fits my blood to be disdained of all than to fashion a carriage to rob love from any. In this, while it cannot be said that I am a flattering, honest man, it must not be denied that I am but a plain-dealing villain. I am trusted with a muzzle and enfranchised with a clog. Therefore, I have decreed not to sing in my cage. If I had my mouth, I would bite. If I had my liberty, I would do my liking. In the meantime, let me be as I am, and seek not to alter me.
Can you make no use of your discontent?
I make all use of it, for I use it only. Who comes here?
Thanks.
Oh. What news, Borachio?
Hey, I just came yonder from a great supper where the prince, your brother, is being royally entertained by Leonata, and I can give you intelligence of an intended marriage.
Will it serve for any model to build mischief on? What is he for a fool that betroths himself to unquietness?
Mary, it is your brother's right hand.
Who? The most exquisite Claudio.
Even he.
A noble squire. And who? Which way looks he?
The one, the only. Daughter and heir to Leonata, Hero.
A very forward march chick. How came you to this?
You see, once upon a time, I was being entertained as a perfumer. As I was going about smoking in the musty room, there comes me, the prince, and Claudio, hand in hand in sad conference. Quickly, I whipped me behind the arras, and there overheard it agreed upon that the prince would take Hero for himself, and then having obtained her, give her to Claudio.
Come, let us thither. Ooh, this may prove food to my displeasure. That young startup hath all the glory in my overthrow. If I cross him any way, I bless myself every way. You two are both sure and will assist me.
To the death, my lord.
Let us to the great supper. Their cheer is the greater that I am subdued. Would the cook were in my mind. Shall we go prove what's to be done?
We shall wait upon your lordship.
Was not Count John here at supper?
I saw him not.
How tartly that gentleman looks. I never can see him, but I am heartburned but an hour after.
He is of a very melancholy disposition.
He were an excellent man that were made just in the midway between him and Benedick. The one is too like an image and says nothing, and the other too like my lady's eldest son, evermore tattling.
So, by being half of Senor Benedick's tongue and Count John's mouth, and half Count John's melancholy on Senor Benedick's face.
With a good leg and a good foot, auntie, and enough money in his purse, such a man could win any woman in the world, if he could get her goodwill.
Thou will never get thee a husband for being so shrewd of thy tongue.
In faith, she's too cursed.
Too cursed is more than cursed. I shall lessen God's sending this way, for it is said, God sends a cursed cow, short horns but. To too cursed cow, he sends none.
So by being too cursed, God'll send you no horns?
Just if he send me no husband, for the which blessing I am at him upon my knees morning and evening. Lord, I could not endure a husband with a beard on his face. I'd rather lie in the woolen.
You may light on a husband that hath no beard.
What should I do with him? Dress him in my apparel and make him my waiting gentlewoman? He that hath a beard is more than a youth, and he that hath no beard is less than a man. And he that is more than a youth is not for me, and he that is less than a man, I am not for him. Therefore will I even take my sixpence in earnest off the bear herd and lead the apes into hell.
Go you into hell?
No! But to the gate. There will the devil meet me like an old cuckold with horns on his head and say, Get thee to heaven, Beatrice. Get thee to heaven. Here's no place for you maids. So, deliver I up my apes and away to St. Peter's for the heavens. He shows me where the bachelors sit, and there we live, as merry as the day is long.
Well, niece, I trust you will be ruled by your mother.
Yes, Faith. It is my cousin's duty to make curtsy and say, Mother, as it please you. Yet for all that, cousin, let him be a handsome fellow, or else make another curtsy and say, Mother, as it please me.
Daughter, remember what I told you. If the prince do solicit you in that way, you know your answer.
The fault will be in the music, cousin, if you be not wooed in good time. If the prince be too important, tell him there is measure in everything, and so dance out the answer. For, hear me, hero, wooing, wedding, and repentance are as a Scotch jig, a measure, and a syncopace. The first suite is hot and hasty as a Scotch jig, and full as fantastical. The wedding, mannerly, modest as a measure, full of state and ancientry, and then comes repentance, and with his bad legs falls into a syncopace faster and faster till he sink into his grave.
You apprehend comprehension.
I have a good eye, Auntie. I can see a church by daylight.
The revelers are coming. Make good room.
Tell me who told you so.
No, you shall pardon me.
Nor will you not tell me who you are.
But not now.
That I was disdainful. Oh, and that I had my good wit out of the 100 merry tales. Well, it was Signor Benedick that said so.
What's he?
I am sure you know him well enough.
Oh, not I. Believe me.
Did he never make you laugh?
I pray you. What is he?
Why, he is the prince's jester. A very dull fool. Only his gift is in devising impossible slanders. None but libertines delight in him, and the commendation is not in his wit, but in his villainy. For he both pleases men and angers them, and then they laugh at him and beat him. Oh, I am sure he is in the fleet. I would he had boarded me.
When I know the gentleman, I'll tell him what you say.
Do. He'll but break a comparison or two on me, which, peradventure, not marked or not laughed at, strikes him into melancholy. And there's a partridge wing saved, for the fool will eat no supper that night. We must follow the leaders.
In every good thing.
Nay, if they lead to any ill, I'll leave them at the next turning.
Are you not, Signor Benedick?
You know me well. I am he.
Signor, you are very near my brother in his love. He is enamored on Hero. I pray thee, dissuade him. She is no equal for his birth. You may do the part of an honest man in it.
How know you he loves her?
I heard him swear his affection.
So did I too. He swore he would marry her tonight.
Come, let us to the banquet.
This one here.
Well, thus answer I, in the name of Benedick. But hear this ill news with the ears of Claudio. Oh, 'tis certain so the prince woos for himself. Friendship is constant in all other things save in the office and affairs of love. Therefore let all hearts in love use their own tongues. Let every eye negotiate for itself and trust no agent, for beauty is a witch, against whose charms faith melteth to blood. Oh, this is an accident of hourly proof, which I mistrusted not. Farewell, therefore, hero.
Count Claudio?
Yea, the same.
Will you walk?
Whither?
Well, even to the next willow about your business, County. In what fashion will you wear the garland of? About your neck like the Ursur's chain, or under your arm like the lieutenant's scarf? You'll have to wear it one way, for the prince hath got your hero.
I wish him joy of her.
Oh, that's spoken like honest drovers. So they sell bullocks. But did you think the prince would have served you thus?
I pray you leave me.
Oh, now you strike like the blind man. 'Twas the boy who stole your meat, and you'll beat the post.
If it will not be, I'll leave you.
Alas, poor hurt fowl. Now he'll creep into sedges. But that my lady Beatrice should know me, and not know me. The prince's fool! Huh. Well, maybe I go under that title because I am merry. Yea, but I'm apt to do myself wrong. I am not so reputed. It is the base, though bitter, disposition of Beatrice that puts the world into her person and so gives me out. Well, I'll be revenged as I may.
Now, Signor, where's the Count? Have you seen him?
Troth, my lord, I played the part of Lady Fame. I found him here, as melancholy as a lodge in a warren. I told him, and I think I told him true, that you had got the goodwill of this young lady, and I offered him my company to a willow, either to make him a garland, as being forsaken, or to bind him up a rod, worthy to be whipped.
The Lady Beatrice hath a quarrel with you. The gentleman who danced with her said that you had much wronged her.
Oh, no, she misused me past the endurance of a block. Yeah, an oak with but one green leaf would have answered her. My very visor began to assume life to scold with her. She told me, not knowing I had been myself, that I was the prince's jester, that I was duller than a great thaw, huddling jest upon jest with such impossible conveyance upon me that I stood like a man at a mark, with a whole army shooting at me.
Oh, look, here she comes.
Will your grace command me to any service to the world's end? I'll go now on the slightest errand to the Antipodes that you can devise to send me on. I'll fetch you a toothpicker from the farthest inch of Asia. Bring you the length of Prester John's foot. Fetch you a hair off the great cham's beard. Have you any embassage to the pygmies rather than hold 3 words conference with this harpy? You have no employment for me?
None but to desire your good company.
Oh, God! No, sir, here is a dish that I love not. I cannot endure my lady tongue.
Come, lady, come. You have lost the heart of Signor Benedick.
Indeed, my lord. He lent it me a while, and I gave him use for it, a double heart for his single one. Marry, once before, he won it of me with false dice. Therefore, your grace may well say, I have lost it.
You have put him down, lady. You have put him down.
So I would not he should do me, my lord, lest I prove the mother of fools. I have brought you Count Claudio, whom you sent me to seek.
What? How now, Count? Why for are you sad?
Not sad, my lord.
What then? Sick?
Neither, my lord.
The Count is neither sad nor sick, nor merry nor well, but civil, Count. Civil as an orange and something of that jealous complexion.
In faith, lady, I think your blazon to be true. Though, if that be his so, then his conceit is false. Look, Claudio, I have wooed in thy name, and hero is won. I have broke with her mother, and goodwill obtained. You have but to choose the day of marriage, and God give thee joy.
Count, take of me my daughter, and with my fortunes. The grace hath made a match, and let all grace say amen to it.
Speak, Count, 'tis your cue.
Silence is the perfectest herald of joy. I were but little happy if I could say how much. Lady, as you are mine, I am yours. I give away myself for you and dote upon the exchange.
Speak, cousin, or if you cannot, stop his mouth with a kiss, and let not him speak neither.
In faith, lady, you have a merry heart.
Yea, my lord, I thank it, poor fool. It keeps on the windy side of care. Oh, my cousin tells him in his ear that he is in her heart.
And so she doth, cousin.
Good Lord! For an alliance. Thus goes everyone into the world but I, and I am sunburned. I may sit in a corner and cry, hi-ho for a husband.
Lady Beatrice, I shall find thee one.
I would rather have one of your father's getting. Hath your grace ne'er a brother like you? Your father got excellent husbands if a maid could come by them.
Would you have me, lady?
No, my lord, unless I may have another for working days. Your grace is too costly to wear every day. But I beseech your grace, pardon me, I was born to speak on mirth and no matter.
Your silence most offends me, for to be merry best becomes you. You were, out of question, born on a very merry hour.
No, sure, my lord, my mother cried. But then there was a star danced, and under that I was born. Cousins, God give you joy.
Niece, will you see to those things I spoke of?
I cry you mercy, auntie, by your grace's pardon.
By my troth, pleasant-spirited lady.
There is never a melancholy element in her, my lord, except for when she is sad, and only then when she sleeps. But never sad then, for I have often heard my daughter say that she dreams of unhappiness and wakes herself with laughing.
She cannot endure hear tell of a husband.
Oh no, she mocks all her wooers out of suit.
She were an excellent wife of Benedick.
Oh lord, my lord, they would be married but a week and talk themselves mad.
Count Claudio, what day mean you to go to church?
Oh, tomorrow, my lord. Time goes on crutches till love have all his rights.
Not till Monday, my son. And even then is just a 7 night. And still a time too brief, too, to have all things answer my mind.
You shake your head at so long a breathing, but I warrant thee, Claudio, the time shall not pass us dully. In the interim, I shall undertake one of Hercules' labors, which is to bring Signor Benedick and the Lady Beatrice together into a mountain of affection, the one with the other. I would fain have it a match, and I doubt not but to fashion it, if you three would but minister such assistance as I shall give you instruction.
My lord, I am for you. It would cost me 2 nights' watchings.
And I, my lord.
And you, hero?
Oh, I will do any modest office, my lord, to help my cousin to a good husband.
And Benedick is not the unhopefulest husband I know. I can praise him thus far. He is of a noble line, of approved valor, and confirmed honesty. I shall teach thee how to humor your cousin so that she fall in love with Benedick. And I, with your 2 helps, shall so practice upon Benedick that he, in despite of his quick wit and queasy stomach, will fall in love with Beatrice. If we do this, Cupid is no longer an archer. His glory shall be ours, for we will be the only love gods. Go in with me, and I shall tell you my drift.
Glad to receive you.
Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely and more temperate. Rough winds do shake the darling buds of May, and summer's lease hath all too short a date. Sometimes too hot the eye of heaven shines, and often is his gold complexion dimmed. And every fair from fair sometimes declines, by chance or nature's changing course untrimmed. But thy eternal summer shall not fade, nor lose possession of that fair thou owest. Nor shall death brag thou wanderest in his shade, when in eternal lines due time thou growest. So long as men can breathe or eyes can see, so long lives this, and this gives life to thee.
It is so. The Count Claudio shall marry the daughter of Leonata.
Yeah, my lord, but I can cross it.
Oh, any bar, any cross, any impediment will be medicinable to me. I am sick in displeasure to him, and whatsoever comes athwart his affections ranges evenly with mine. How canst thou cross this marriage?
Not honestly, my lord, but so covertly that no dishonesty shall appear in me.
Show me briefly how.
I believe I told your lordship a year since just how much I am in the favor of Margaret, the lady hero's waiting gentlewoman.
I remember.
I can, at any unseasonable instant of the night, appoint her to look out at her lady's chamber window.
What life is in that to be the death of this marriage?
The poison of that lies in you to temper. Go you to your brother, the prince. Spare not to tell him how he hath wronged his honor in marrying the renowned Claudio, whose estimation you mightily hold up to that of a contaminated stale, such a one as Hero.
What proof shall I make of that?
Proof enough to misuse the prince, vex Claudio, undo Hero, and kill Leonata. Look you for any other issue?
Only to despite them. I will endeavor anything.
All right. Go then. Find me a meet hour to draw the prince and Claudio alone. Tell them that you know that Hero loves me. Intend a kind of zeal about it, both to the prince and Claudio, as in love for your brother's honor, who hath made this match, and for his friend's reputation, who is thus like to be cozened to the semblance of a maid, that you have discovered thus. Now, they will scarcely believe you without a trial, so offer them instances that bear no less likelihood than to see me at her mistress' chamber window. Hear me term Margaret hero, hear Margaret term me Claudio. Now, do this the very night before the intended wedding. In the meantime, I will so arrange it that Hero will be absent. There shall appear such proof of Hero's disloyalty that jealousy shall be called assurance and all preparation overthrown.
Grow this to what adverse issue it can. I will put it in practice. Be cunning in the working this, and thy fees 1,000 ducats.
Be you consistent in your accusations, and my cunning shall not fail either me or you.
I will presently go learn the day of their marriage.
Nice.
You know, I do much wonder that a man, after he hath seen how much another man is a fool when he dedicates his behaviors to love, will, after he hath laughed at such shallow follies in others, become the argument of his own scorn by falling in love. And such a man is Claudio. You know, I had known when he had no music with him but the drum and the fife. And now he'd rather listen to the tabor and the pipe. I had known when he would have walked 10 mile afoot to see a good armor. Now he'll lie 10 night awake, carving the fashion of a new doublet. He was wont to speak plain and to the purpose, like an honest man and a soldier. And now he's turned orthography. His words are a very fantastical banquet. So many strange dishes. Shall I be converted to see with these eyes? I cannot tell. I think not. I will not be sworn, but love may transform me to an oyster. But I'll take my oath on it. Until he hath made an oyster of me, he shall never make me such a fool. You know, one woman is fair, yet I am well. Another wise, yet I am well. Another virtuous, yet I am well. But until all graces be in one woman shall not come into my grace. Well, rich she shall be, that's certain. Wise, or I'll none. Virtuous, or I'll never cheapen her. Fair, or I'll never look on her. Mild, or come not near me. Noble, or not I for an angel. Of good discourse and an excellent musician, and her hair shall be what color it please God. Oh, the prince and Monsieur Love. Oh, I will hide me in the arbor.
See thee where Benedick hath hid himself? Come, Margaret. We would hear that song again.
Sigh no more, lady, sigh no more. Men were deceivers ever. One foot in sea and one on shore. To one thing constant never. Then sigh not so, but let them go. And be you blithe and bonny, converting all your sounds of into hey, nani, nani.
Oh, divine air. Now is his soul ravished. Is it not strange that sheep's guts should hail souls out of men's bodies? Well, horn for my money when all's done.
Sing no more, diddy, sing no more, of dumps so dull and heavy. The fraud of men was ever so, since summer first was leaving. Then sigh not so, but let them go, and be you blithe and bonny, converting all your sounds of woe into hey, nani, nani.
Come hither, Leonata. What was it you were telling me of today? That your niece, Beatrice, is in love with the Signor Benedick?
Oh, I? Stock on, the fowl sits. I did never think that lady would have loved any man.
Nor I neither. But 'tis most wonderful that she should ever so dote on Signor Benedict, whom she hath in all outward behavior seemed ever to abhor.
It's possible. Sits the wind in that corner.
By my troth, my lord.
Maybe she doth but counterfeit.
Faith, like enough.
Oh God, counterfeit? There was never counterfeit of passion that came so near the life of passion that she has it.
Why? What signs of passion show she?
Bait the hook well, this fish will bite.
What signs, my lord? Well, she will sit you. You heard my daughter tell you how.
She did indeed.
Hath, she made her affections known to Benedick?
Oh no, and swears she never will. That's her torment.
It were good that he learn of this from some other, if she will not discover it.
Oh, to what end? He would but make a sport of it and torment the poor lady worse.
And he should, if it were an alms to hang him, for she is an excellent sweet lady, and, by all suspicion, she is virtuous.
And she is exceeding wise.
In all things except loving Benedick.
Oh, my lord, wisdom and blood combating such a tender body. But we have 10 proofs to 1 that blood hath the victory. I feel sorry for her, and I have just cause, being her auntie and her guardian.
Were I that she had bestowed that dotage upon me, I would have daffed all other respects and made her half myself. I pray you tell Benedick of this, and hear what he will say.
Were it good, think you?
Oh, Hero thinks that surely she will die. Die? For she says she will die if he love her not, and she will die ere she make her love known, and she will die if he woo her rather than she would bate one breath of her accustomed crossness.
She doth well. For if she were to make tender of her love, it's very possible he would scorn it. For the man hath, as you know all, a contemptible spirit.
Oh, never tell him, my lord. Let her wear it out with good counsel.
Oh, she may wear her heart out first.
We should learn more of it from your daughter. Let it cool for the now. I love Benedick well, but I should like to see him do some modest examining of himself to see how much he is unsuited of so good a lady.
Dinner is ready. Walk on.
If he do not dote on her upon this, I will never trust my expectation.
Let there be the same net cast for her, which must your daughter and her gentlewomen carry. The real sport of it will be when one holds an opinion of the other's dotage, when none such matters. That is the scene I would see, which would be nothing but a dumb show. Now, let us send her to call him to dinner.
Well, this can be no trick. The conference was sadly born. They have the truth of this from Hero. They seem to pity the lady. It seems her affections have their full bent. Love me. Why? Oh, it must be requited, and I see how I am censured. They say that I will bear myself proudly if I perceive that the love come from her. But they say, too, that she would rather die than show any sign of affection. I never did think to marry. I must not seem proud. Happy are they who can hear their detractions and put them to mending. They say the lady is fair. 'Tis the truth. I can bear them witness. And that she's wise and virtuous. 'Tis so. I cannot reprove it. Oh, and wise, but for loving me. Well, by my troth, it is no addition to her wit, nor no great addition to her folly, for I shall be horribly in love with her. Yeah, I may chance have some remnants of wit broken upon me because I have railed so long against marriage, but doth not the appetite alter? The man loves in his youth the meat that he cannot endure in his age. Shall sentences and quips and these paper bullets of the brain awe a man out of the career of his humor? No! The world must be peopled! Yeah. When I said that I would die a bachelor, I didn't think I would live till I were married. Oh, here comes Beatrice! Oh, by this day she is a fair lady. I do spy some marks of love in her.
Against my will, I am sent to bid you come in to dinner.
Sweet Beatrice, I thank thee for thy pains.
I took no more pains for those thanks than you take pains in thanking me. If it had been painful, I would not have come.
You take pleasure then in the message?
Yea, my lord, just so much as you might take upon a knife's point and choke a daw withal. You have no stomach, my lord? Bear you well.
Against my will, I am sent to bid you come into dinner. There's a double meaning in that. I took no more pains for those thanks than you took pains to thank me. That's as much as to say, any pains I take for you is as easy as thanks. If I do not take pity on her, I'm a villain. And if I do not love her, I'm a fool. I will go get her picture. Yeah!
But are you sure that Benedick loves Beatrice so entirely?
So says the prince and my new trothed lord.
And did they bid you to tell her of it, madam?
Oh, they did entreat me to acquaint her of it, but I persuaded, if they love Benedick, to wish him wrestle with love, and never to let Beatrice know of it.
Why did you so? Doth not the gentleman deserve as full as fortunate a bed as ever Beatrice shall couch upon?
Oh, God of love, I know he deserve as much as can be yielded to a man. But nature never framed a woman's heart of prouder stuff than that of Beatrice. Disdain and scorn ride sparkling in her eyes, misprizing what they look on. And her wit values itself so highly that to her all matter else seems weak. She cannot love, nor take no shape, nor project of affection. She is so self-endeared.
Surely I think so, and therefore certainly were not good she knew his love, lest she make sport at it.
Oh, who dare tell her so? If I should speak, she would mock me to air. Oh, she would laugh me out of myself, press me to death with wit. Therefore, I will let Benedick, like covered fire, consume away with sighs. Oh, it were better a death than to die with mocks. Oh, it were as bad as die with tickling. Oh.
Yet tell her of it. Hear what she will say.
No, rather, I will go to Benedick and counsel him to fight against his passions. And truly, I'll devise some honest slanders to stain my cousin with. One doth not know how much an ill word may, in poison, liking.
Oh, do not do your cousin such a wrong, for she cannot be so much for true judgment, having so swift and excellent a wit as she is prized to have, as to refuse so rare a gentleman.
Oh,
as
indeed he...
Benedick.
Oh, indeed he hath an excellent good name.
His excellence did earn it. Ere he had it. When are you married, madam?
Oh, why, every day tomorrow. Come, go in. I'll show thee some attire, and I'll have thy counsel which is best to furnish me tomorrow.
She's slimed, I warrant you. We've caught her, madam.
Oh, if it proves so, then loving comes by haps. Some Cupid kills with arrows, and some with traps.
What? Fire is in mine ears. Stand I, accused of pride and scorn so much? Contempt? Farewell. And maiden pride, adieu. No glory lives behind the back of such, and Benedick... Love on. I will requite thee, taming my wild heart to thy loving hand, if thou dost love my kindness shall incite thee to tie our loves up in a holy band, for others say thou dost deserve, and I believe it better than reportingly.
Well.
Until your marriage be consummate. Then go I to Aragon.
I'll bring you thither, my lord, if you'll vouchsafe me.
Nay, that would be as great a soil upon the new gloss of your marriage as to show a child his new coat and forbid him wear it. I shall only be bold with Benedick for his company, for he is, from the crown of his head to the sole of his foot, all mirth. He hath cut Cupid's bowstring twice or even thrice, and the little hangman dare not shoot at him, for he has a heart as sound as a bell, and his tongue is the clapper. For what his heart thinks, his tongue speaks.
Gallants, I am not as I have been.
I think not. I think you are sadder.
I hope he be in love.
Bah! Hang him for truant. Man has not a true drop of blood in him to be affected by love. If he be sad, he wants money.
I have the toothache.
Draw it.
Oh, hang it.
You must hang it first and draw it afterwards.
Where is but a humor or a worm?
Well, every man can master grief, but he that has it.
Yet say I, he is in love.
Indeed. And I think he looks younger by loss of a beard.
Nay, he rubbed himself with a civet. Can you not smell him out by that?
Oh, that's as much as to say the sweet youth's in love.
The strongest note of it is in his melancholy.
Nay, but his jesting spirit, which has now crept into a lute string and now governed by stops.
Indeed, it tells a heavy tale for him. Conclude, he is in love.
Nay, but I know who loves him.
That would I know too, though I warrant one that knows him not.
Yes, and his ill conditions, and in despite of all, dies for him.
She shall be buried with her face upwards.
Yet this is no charm for the toothache. Senora, will you walk with me? I've studied 8 or 9 wise words which these hobby horses must not hear.
To break with him about Beatrice.
'Tis even so. Hero and Margaret have by this played their parts with Beatrice, and then the two bears will not bite one another when they meet.
Oh, my lord and brother, God save you.
Good in, brother.
If your leisure served, I would speak with you.
In private?
If you wish, yet Count Claudio may hear, for what I speak of concerns him.
What is the matter?
Means your lordship to be married tomorrow.
You know that he does.
I know not that, when he knows what I know.
If there be any impediment, I pray you discover it.
You may think I love you not. Let that appear hereafter, and aim better at me by that I now will manifest. For my brother, I think he holds you well, and in dearness of heart hath hoped to effect your ensuing marriage. Surely suit ill spent and labor ill bestowed.
Why? What is the matter?
I came hither to tell you, and circumstances shortened, for she has been too long a talking of. The lady is disloyal.
Who? Hero?
Even she, Leonato's hero, your hero, every man's hero.
Disloyal!
Oh, the word is too good to paint out her wickedness. I could say she were worse, think you of a worse title, and I will fit her to it. Oh, wonder not till further warrant. Come but with me, you shall see her chamber window entered. If you love her then, tomorrow wed her. But it would better fit your honor to change your mind.
May this be so!
I will not think it.
If you dare not trust that you see, confess not that you know. If you will follow me, I will show you enough. And when you have heard more and seen more, proceed accordingly.
Well, hello there, hero.
No! No, hero!
I hope no one seest us.
Are you good men? And true?
Yea, or else it were pity they should suffer salvation, body and soul.
Nay, I think that were a punishment too good for them, should they have any allegiance in them being chosen for the prince's watch.
Well, give 'em their charge, neighbor Dogberry.
You shall make no noise in the streets, for the watch to babble and to talk is most tolerable and not to be enjoyed.
I would rather sleep than talk.
Why, you speak like a most ancient and quiet watchman, for I cannot see how sleeping should offend. Only have a care that your bills be not stolen. Well, you are to call in all the alehouses, and bid those that are drunk get thee to bed. If you meet a thief, you may, by virtue of your office, suspect him to be no true man. And for such kind of men, the less you meddle and make with them, why, the more is for your honesty.
You've always been called a merciful man, partner.
Truly, I will not hang a dog by my will, much more a man who hath any honesty in him. This is the end of the charge. You, constable, are to present as the prince's own person. If you meet the prince in the night, you may stay him.
Nay, by a lady, I think she cannot.
Well, masters, good night. Keep your fellows counsel, and there be any matter of weight chances, call me up. Keep your fellows' counsels and your own, and good night. Come, neighbor. One word more, honest neighbors. I pray you keep watch over Signor Leonardo's door, for the wedding being there tomorrow, there will be a great coil tonight. Adieu. Be vigilant, I beseech you.
Conrad. Conrad!
Here, man, I'm at thy elbow.
En masse, my elbow did itch, and I thought there would a scab follow.
I will owe thee an answer for that. Now on with thy tale.
All right. Then stand thee close under this penthouse, for it drizzles rain, and I will, like a true drunkard, utter all to thee. But know, buddy, that I have tonight earned of Don John 1,000 ducats.
Is it possible any villainy should be so dear?
I may as well say the fool's the fool. But dost thou not see what a deformed thief this fashion is?
All this I see, and I see that the fashion wears out more apparel than the man. But art not thou thyself giddy with the fashion too, that thou hast shifted out of thy tale of telling me the fashion too?
Not so neither. But know thee that I have tonight wooed the Lady Margaret, wearing hero's garments. She leans me out her mistress' chamber window, bids me 1,000 times, "Mwah, good night." Oh, but I tell Violette, I should first begin by telling thee how the prince and Claudio, planted, placed, and possessed, if you will, by my master Don John, witnessed this amiable encounter from afar off in the orchard.
They thought Margaret was hero.
2 of them did, the prince and Claudio. But the devil, my master, he knew it was Margaret. Anyways, and chiefly by my master's deceptions, which first possessed them, somewhat by the dark night, which did deceive them, but chiefly by my villainy, which did confirm any slander Don John had made. And away went Claudio, enraged. He swore he would meet her at the temple, as he was appointed to the very next morning, and there, before the whole congregation, shame her with what he had witnessed overnight, leaving her to return home again husbandless.
I charge you in the prince's name, stand!
Come, friar, be brief, only to the plain form of marriage. You can recount their particular duties afterwards.
You come hither, my lord, to marry this lady?
No.
To be married to her. Friar, you come to marry her.
Lady, you come hither to be married to this count?
I do.
If either of you know any inward impediment why you should not be conjoined, charge you upon your souls to utter it.
Know you any hero?
None, my lord.
Know you any count?
I dare make his answer. None.
Stand thee by, friar. Mother, by your leave, will you with free and unconstrained soul give me this maid, your daughter?
As freely son as God did give her me.
And what have I to give you back whose worth may counterpoise this rich and precious gift?
Nothing unless you render her again.
Ah, sweet prince, you learn me noble thankfulness. There, Leonata, take her back again. Give not this rotten orange to your friend. She is but the sign and semblance of her honor. See how like a maid she stands here. Would you not swear, all you that see her, that she were a maid by these exterior shows? Oh, but she is none. She knows the heat of a luxurious bed.
What do you mean, my lord?
Not to be married, not to knit my soul to an approved wanton.
My lord, if you in your own proof have vanquished the resistance of her youth and made waste of her virginity.
No, Leonata, I never tempted her with word too large, but as a brother to his sister, showed bashful sincerity and comely love.
And have I seemed ever otherwise to you?
Out on thee seeming, I will write against it. You seem to me as Diane in her orb, as chaste as is the bud ere it be blown. But you are more intemperate in your blood than Venus, or those pampered animals that rage in savage sensuality.
Is my lord well that he doth speak so wide?
Sweet prince, why speak not you?
What should I speak? I stand here dishonored that you should go about to link my dear friend here to a common stale.
What man was he talked with you yesternight out at your window betwixt 12 and 1? Now, if you are a maid, answer to this.
I talked with no man at that hour, my lord.
On my honor, myself, my brother, and this aggrieved count here did see her, hear her, speak at that late hour last night with the ruffian at her chamber window, one who hath, much like a liberal villain, confessed to the many sordid encounters they have had 1,000 times in secret.
Fie, fie. They are not to be named, my lord, not to be spoken of. There is no chastity enough in language, without offense, to utter them. Thus, pretty lady, I am sorry for thy much misgovernment.
Oh, hero! What a hero hadst thou been if half thy outward graces had been placed about thy thoughts and counsels of thy heart. For thee, I'll lock up all the gates of love, and on my eyelids shall conjecture hang to turn all beauty into thoughts of harm. and never shall it be more gracious.
Hast no man here dagger point for me?
Come, let us go. These things thus come to light. Smother her spirits up.
How doth the lady?
Dead, I think. Hero, why hero? Help, Auntie! Senior Benedick, friar! Oh, fate, take not away thy heavy hand. Death is the fairest cover for her shame that could be wished for. Oh, now, cousin Hero.
Have comfort, lady. There, lady, look up.
I have...
Wherefore should she look?
Yea, wherefore should she not?
Every earthly thing cried shame upon her.
Lady, were you not her bedfellow last night?
No, truly not. Although until last night I have this 12-month been her bedfellow. Oh, confirmed. Thou a stronger maid, that once shored up in ribs of iron. Would the two princes lie and Claudio lie, who loved her so, speaking of her foulness washed with tears? Oh, hence from her, let her die!
Hear me a little, for I have only silent been so long, and given way unto this course of fortune, by noting of the lady. I have marked 1,000 blushing apparitions to start into her face, 1,000 innocent shames in angel whiteness beat away those blushes. And in her eye there hath appeared a fire to burn the errors that the princes hold against her maiden truth. Call me a fool, trust not my readings nor my observations, which with experimental seal doth warrant the tenor of my book. Trust not my age, my reverence, calling nor divinity, if this sweet lady lie not guiltless here under some biting error.
Friar cannot tell, but that she will not add to her damnation the sin of perjury.
Lady, who is it that accuses you?
They know that doth accuse me. I know none. If I know more of any man than that which maiden modesty doth warrant, let all my sins lack mercy. Oh, what my mother prove you, that any man with me conversed, or that I, yesternight, maintained the change of words with any creature. Refuse me, hate me, torture me to death.
There is some strange misprision in the princes.
Well, two of them have the very bent of honor, and if their wisdoms be misled in this, the practice of it lies in John the Bastard, whose spirits toil in frame of villainies.
I know not. But if they speak truth of her, these very hands will tear her. No. But if they have wronged her honor, the proudest of them shall well hear of it. Time hath not so dried up this blood of mine, nor age reached such havoc, nor fortune wreaked such havoc on my means, nor my bad life reft me so much of friends. But they shall find, awakened in such a kind, both strength of limb and policy of mind, both ability and means and choice of friends, to quit me of them thoroughly.
Pause a while, and let my counsel guide you in this case. Your daughter here, the prince is left for dead. Perhaps let her a while be secretly kept in, and publish it that she is dead indeed. Maintain a mourning ostentation, and upon your family's old monument hang mournful epitaphs, and do all rites that appertain unto a burial.
What good should this do?
Marry, this well carried shall on her behalf change slander to remorse. That is some good. But not for that dream I on this strange course, but on this travail look for greater birth. She, dying, as it must so be maintained, Upon the instant she was accused, shall be lamented, pitied, and excused of every hearer. For it so falls out that what we have, we prize not to the worth whiles we enjoy it. But being lacked and lost, why, then we rack the value. Then we find the virtue that possession would not show us whiles it was ours. So will it fare with Claudio. When he shall hear she died upon his words, the idea of her life shall sweetly creep into the study of his imagination, and every lovely organ of her life shall come apparelled in more precious habit, more moving, delicate, and full of life, in the eye and prospect of his soul, than when she lived indeed. Then shall he mourn, if ever love had interest in his liver, and wish he had not so accused her, no, though he thought his accusation true. But if all aim but this be levelled false, the supposition of the lady's death will quench the wonder of her infamy. And if it sort not well, you may conceal her as best befits her wounded reputation in some reclusive and religious life, but far from all eyes, tongues, minds, and injuries.
Senor Leonata, let the friar advise you. And though you know my love and inwardness is very much unto the prince and Claudio, yet, by mine honor, I will deal in this as secretly and justly as your soul should with your body.
Being that I flow in grief, the smallest thread may lead me.
'Tis well consented. Presently away, for to strange sores strangely they strain the cure.
What?
Come, lady, die to live. This wedding day perhaps is but prolonged. Have patience and endure.
Lady Beatrice, have you wept all this while?
Yea, Signor, and I will weep a while longer.
I will not desire that.
You have no reason. I do it freely.
Surely, I do think your fair cousin is wronged.
Ah, how much might the man deserve of me that would right her?
Is there a way to show such friendship?
A very even way, but no such friend.
May a man do it?
It is a man's office, but not yours.
I do love nothing in the world so well as you. Is not that strange?
As strange as the thing I know not. It were as possible for me to say, I love nothing so well as you. But believe me not, and yet I lie not. I confess nothing, nor I deny nothing. I am sorry for my cousin.
By my sword, Beatrice, thou lovest me.
Do not swear and eat it.
I will swear that you love me, and I'll make him eat it that says, I love you not.
Will you not eat your word?
With no sauce that can be devised to it, I protest, I love thee.
Why then, God forgive me.
What offense, sweet Beatrice?
You stayed me in a happy hour. I was about to protest I loved you.
And do it with all thy heart.
I love you with so much of my heart, none is left to protest.
Oh, come, bid me do anything for thee.
Kill Claudio.
Oh. Not for the wide world.
You kill me to deny it. Farewell.
Tarry, sweet Beatrice.
I am gone though I am here. There is no love in you. Nay, I pray you, let me go.
Beatrice.
In faith, I will go.
We'll be friends first.
You dare easier be friends with me than fight with mine enemy?
Is Claudio thine enemy?
Is he not approved in the height a villain that hath slandered, scorned, dishonored my kinswoman? Oh, that I were a man. What? Take her in hand until they come to take hands, and then, with public accusation, uncover slander, unmitigated rancor. Oh, God, that I were a man. I would eat his heart in the marketplace.
Hear me, Beatrice.
Talk with a man out at a window, a proper saying.
Nay, but Beatrice.
Princes and counts, surely. A goodly prince, a goodly count. Count compact, a sweet gallant, surely. Oh, that I were a man for his sake. or that I had any friend who would be a man for my sake. But manhood is melted into curtsies, valor into compliment, and men are turned only into tongues, and trim ones too. He's now as valiant as Hercules that only tells a lie and swears it. I cannot be a man with wishing. Therefore I will die a woman with grieving.
Tarry, good Beatrice. By this hand, I love thee.
Use it for my love some other way than swearing by it.
Think you in your soul the Count Claudio hath wronged hero?
Yea, as surely as I have thought or soul.
Enough. I am engaged. I will challenge him. I kiss your hand. And so I leave you. By this hand, Claudio shall render me a dear account. As you hear of me, so think of me. Go, comfort your cousin. I must say she is dead, and so, farewell.
What is your name, friend?
Borachio.
Pray, write down Borachio. You're Sirrah?
I am a gentleman, sir, and my name is Conrad.
Write down Master Gentleman Conrad. Masters, do you serve God?
Yea, sir, we hope.
Write down they hope they serve God, and write God first. For God defend, but God should go before such villains. Masters, it is proved already that you are little better than false knaves, and it will go near to be thought so shortly. How answer for yourselves?
Marry, sir, we say we are none.
A marvelously witty fellow, I assure you, but I will go about with thee. Come you hither, Sirrah. A word in your ear. Sir, I say to you, it is thought that you are false knaves.
And I say to you, sir, we are none.
Pray thee, fellow peace, I do not like thy look, I promise thee.
Hadn't he received 1,000 ducats of Don John for accusing the lady hero wrongfully?
Oh, villain! Thou will be condemned to everlasting redemption for this.
Oh, wait, you aren't asked! You aren't asked!
Dost thou not suspect my place? Dost thou not suspect my years? Oh, that she were here to write me down an ass. But masters, remember that I am an ass. Though it be not written down, yet forget not that I am an ass. No, thou villain, thou art full of piety, as shall be proved upon thee by good witness. I am a wise fellow, and, which is more, an officer, and, which is more, a householder, and, which is more, a pretty piece of flesh as any is in Messina, and one who knows the law, go to, and a rich fellow, enough, go to, and one that hath had losses, and one that hath 2 gowns, and everything handsome about him, bring him away. Oh, that I have been written down an ass.
If you go on thus, you will kill yourself. 'Tis not wisdom to second grieve against yourself.
I pray thee cease thy counsel, which falls into mine ears as profitless as water in a sieve. Give not me counsel, nor let no comfort delight mine ear, but one whose wrongs do suit with mine. Bring me a father who so loved his child, whose joy of her is overwhelmed like mine, and bid him speak of patience. Measure his woe the length and breadth of mine, and let it answer every strain for strain, and thus for thus, and such a grief for such, and every lineament, branch, shape, and form. If one should smile and stroke his beard, bid sorrow wag, cry him when he should groan, patch grief with proverbs, and make misfortune drunk with candle wasters. Bring him yet to me, and I of him will gather patience. But there is no such man. For brother, men can counsel and speak peace to those who know not my grief, but tasting it, their counsel turns to passion, which before would make perceptual medicine out of rage, fetters strong madness in a silken thread, charm ache with air and agony with words. No, 'tis all men's office to speak patience to those who wring under the load of sorrow. But no man's virtues nor sufficiency to be so moral as to endure the like themselves. Therefore give me no counsel. My griefs cries louder than advertisement.
Therein do you from children nothing differ.
I pray thee peace. I will be flesh and blood. There was never yet a philosopher who could endure the toothache patiently. However he write the sonnets and patch the with sufferance.
Yet bend not all the harm upon yourself. Make those that do offend you suffer too.
There, thou speaks reason. Nay, I will do so. My soul doth tell me that hero is belied, and that Claudio shall know, and so shall the prince, and all those who dishonor her.
Here come Don Pedro and Claudio hastily.
Good in.
Good day to both of you.
Hear you, my lords.
We hath some haste, Leonata.
Some haste, my lord? Well, are you so hasty now? Well, all is one.
Nay, do not quarrel with us, woman.
If she could right herself by quarreling, some of us would lie low.
Who wrongs her?
Thou hast wronged me, thou dissembler, thou. Nay, do not lay thy hand upon thy sword. I fear thee not.
Mary, beshrew my hand if it should give your age such cause of fear. I' faith, my hand meant nothing to my sword.
Tush, tush, man. Do not flare and jest at me. I speak not like a dotard nor a fool. Under the privilege of age to speak of what I've done when I was young, or not what I will do if I were old. No, Claudio, to thy head, that thou hast wronged my innocent child and me. I am forced to lay my reverence by, and with gray hairs and bruise of many days, do challenge thee to the trial of a man. I say thou hast wronged mine innocent child, and your slander runs through and through her heart. She lies buried with her ancestors in a tomb where slander never lay, except this, framed by thy villainy.
My villainy?
Thine, Claudio, thine, I say.
You say not right, woman.
I will prove it on his body, with his nice fence and active practice, his May of youth and his bloom of lustihood.
Away! I will not have to do with you.
Canst thou daff me? You have killed my innocent child. If you kill me, boy, you'll kill a woman.
He shall kill two of us, and two indeed. But 'tis no matter. Let him answer me. Let him win me, weigh me. Come, follow me, boy. Come, sir boy, follow me, and I'll whip you with your foining fence. As I am a gentleman, I will.
Brother.
Content yourself. God knows I loved my niece. And she is dead, slandered to death by villains that dare as well answer a man as I dare take a serpent by the tongue. Boys, apes, jacks, milksops, braggarts.
Brother Anthony.
Hold you content. What, man? I know these men well, and what they weigh, even to the utmost scruples. Scrambling, outward-facing, fashion-mongering boys, they lie and cog and flout and deprave and slander, speak off half a dozen dangerous words how they might harm their enemies. And that is all.
Brother Anthony.
Come, 'tis no matter. Do not you meddle. Let me deal in this.
Gentlefolk both. We will not wake your patience. My heart is sorry for the death of your daughter. But on my honor, she was charged with nothing but what was true and very full of proof.
My lord.
I will not hear you.
No? Come, brother, away. I will be heard.
And shall, or some of us will smart for it.
See, here is the man we meant to seek.
Now, senor, what news?
Good day, my lord.
Welcome, senor. You are almost come to part almost a fray.
Ha! We'd like to have had our 2 noses snapped off with 2 old ones without teeth.
Leonata and her brother. What thinkst thou? Had we fought, I don't think we should have been too young for them.
In a false quarrel, there is no true valor. I came to seek you both.
Ah, we had been up and down to seek thee, for we are high-proof melancholy, and would fain have it beaten away. Wilt thou use thy wit?
It is in my scabbard. Shall I draw it?
Does thy keep thy wit at thy side?
Never any man did so, though many have been beside their wit, eh? I will bid thee draw, as we do the minstrels. Draw to pleasure us.
Sir, I will meet your wit in the career, and you charge it against me. I pray you, choose a different subject.
Nay, then give him another staff. This last was broke cross.
As I am an honest man, he looks pale. Be thee sick or angry?
What courage, man! What though care killed a cat? Thou hast metal enough in thee to kill care.
By this light he changes more and more. I think he be angry indeed.
If he be, he knows how to turn his girdle.
Shall I speak a word in your ear?
God bless me from a challenge.
You are a villain. Bah! I jest not. I will make it good how you dare, when you dare, and with what you dare. You do me right, or I will protest your cowardice. You have killed a sweet lady, and her death shall fall heavily on you. Let me hear you.
Well, I will meet you, so I may have good cheer.
Fare thee well, boy. You know my mind. I'll leave you now to your gossip-like humor. You break jests as braggarts do their blades, which, God be thanked, hurt not. My lord, for your many courtesies, I thank you. I must discontinue your company. Your brother, the bastard, has fled from Messina, and you have among you killed a sweet and innocent lady. And for my lord Lackbeard there, he and I shall meet. And until then, peace be with him.
He is in earnest.
In most profound earnest, and I'll warrant you for the love of Beatrice.
And he hath challenged thee.
Oh, most sincerely.
Officers, what offense hath these men done?
Marry, sir, they have committed false report. Moreover, they have spoken untruths. Secondarily, they are slanderers. 6, and lastly, they have belied a lady. Thirdly, they have verified unjust things, and to conclude, they are lying names.
What was your offense that you are bound thus by your master? This, learned constable is, too cunning to be understood. What was your offense?
Sweet prince, let me go no further to mine answer. For do you hear me, and let this count kill me, for I have deceived your very eyes. What your wisdoms could not discover, these shallow fools brought to light, who in the night overheard me confessing to this man how Don John had incensed me to slander the lady hero. How you were brought out into the orchard to witness me courting Margaret in hero's garments. How you disgraced her when you should have married her. My villainy which they have upon record, I should rather seal with my shame than to repeat. And the lady hero is now dead upon mine and my master's false accusations. And briefly, I desire nothing more than the reward of a villain.
O hero! Now thy image doth appear in the rare semblance I loved it first.
Come, bring away the plaintiffs. Our sexton hath reformed Signor Leonardo the matter. And masters, do not forget to specify when time and place shall serve that I am an ass.
Which of these is the villain? Let me see his eyes, so that when I see another man like him, I will know to avoid him. Which of these is he?
Lady, you need not look any further, for your wronger sits right here before you.
So you're the slave, with your very breath, killed my innocent child.
Yeah, even I alone.
No, not so. You belies thyself. Here stand two honorable men. A third has fled, who had a hand in it. I thank you, princes, for my daughter's death. Recorded with your high and worthy deeds. Was nobly done, if you bethink you of it.
I know not how to pray your patience, yet I must speak. Choose your revenge yourself. Impose me to what penance your invention can lay upon my sin, yet sinned I not, but in mistaking.
By my soul, nor I.
I cannot bid you bid my daughter live. That were impossible. But I pray you both, possess the people in Messina here, how innocently she died. And if you so loved my daughter, hang her, write her an epitaph, and hang it on her tomb, and sing it to her bones. Sing it tonight. Tomorrow, come you to my house. My brother hath a daughter who is almost a copy of mine who is dead. She is heir to both of us. Since you could not give my daughter what she deserves, give it to her cousin. And there lies my revenge.
Your over kindness doth wring tears from me. I do embrace your offer, and dispose for henceforth of poor Claudio.
I will see you tomorrow. Tonight I take my leave. And this naughty man shall be brought face to face to Margaret, who is wronged in all of this, made to light by your brother.
No, by my soul, she was not. Nor knew not what she had done when she spoke to me. But I hath always known Margaret to be just and virtuous in everything that I've known her to be.
Moreover, sir, which is indeed not under white and black, the plaintiff here, the offender, did call me ass. I beseech you, let it be remembered in his punishment.
I thank you for your care and honest pains.
Your worship speaks like a most thankful and reverent youth, and I praise God for you.
Here, for thy pains.
God save the foundation.
I discharge you of your prisoners, and I thank thee.
I leave an errant knave with your worship, which I beseech your worship to correct yourself for the example of others. God keep your worship. I wish your worship well. God restore you to health. I humbly give you leave to depart, and if a merry meeting be wished, God prohibit it. Come, neighbor.
Until tomorrow. Farewell.
Farewell, my lords. We look for you tomorrow.
We will not fail.
Tonight, I'll mourn with Hero.
All right. Yeah. All right. You are a lady, Beatrice, baby. How could I have scorn for one with such a horn? Nope. Pray thee, sweet Mistress Margaret, deserve well at my hands by helping me to the speech of Beatrice.
Will you then write me a sonnet in praise of my beauty?
Oh, in so high a style, Margaret, that no man shall ever come over it. For in most comely truth, thou deservest it.
Have no man come over me. Why shall I always keep below stairs?
Thy wit is as quick as the greyhound's mouth. It catches.
And yours as blunt as the fencer's foils, which hit, but hurt not.
A most manly wit, Margaret. It will not hurt a woman. Therefore go, call Beatrice. I give thee the bucklers.
Give us swords. We have bucklers of our own.
If you use them, Margaret, you'll have to put the pike in with a vice, and they are dangerous weapons for maids.
Then I will call Beatrice to you, who I think hath legs.
And therefore will come. The God of love who sits above and knows me, how pitiful I deserve. No, not thank you. I mean in singing, but in loving. Leander the good swimmer, Troilus the first employer of panders, and a whole bookful of these quondam carpet mongers, whose names yet run smoothly in the even road of a blank verse. They were never so truly turned over and over as my poor self in love. Mary, I cannot show it in rhyme. I can find no rhyme to lady but baby. An innocent rhyme. For horn, scorn, and for school, fool. Babbling rhyme. Very ominous endings. Nope. I was not born under a rhyming planet, nor I cannot woo in festival terms. Sweet Lady Beatrice, wouldst thou come when I called thee?
Yea, senor, and depart when you bid me.
Oh, but stay till then.
Then is spoken. Fare you well. But ere I go, let me go with that I came, which is with knowing what hath passed between you and Claudio.
Oh, only foul words. Thereupon I will kiss thee.
Foul word is but foul wind, and foul wind is but foul breath. And foul breath is noisome, therefore will I depart unkissed.
Thou hast frighted the right sense out of the word, so forcible is thy wit. But I must tell thee plainly, Claudio undergoes my challenge, and I must shortly hear from him, or I will subscribe him a coward. And now I pray thee tell me, for which of my bad qualities did thou first fall in love with me?
For all of them together, which maintains so politic a state of evil that they will not admit any good part to intermingle with them. But for which of my good parts did you first suffer love for me?
Suffer love, a good epithet. I do suffer love, for I love you against my will.
In spite of your heart, I think. Alas, poor heart, if you spite it for my sake, I will spite it for yours. For I will never love that which my friend hates.
Thou and I are too wise to woo peaceably.
It appears not in this confession. There's not one wise man in 20 who will praise himself.
An old instance, Beatrice, that lived in the time of good neighbors. In this age, if a man do not erect his own tomb ere he dies, he'll live no longer in monument than the bell rings and the widow weeps.
And how long is that, think you?
A question, why? An hour and clamor and a quarter in room. Therefore, it is most expedient for the wise, if his conscience find no impediment to the contrary, to trumpet his own virtues, as I do to myself. So much for praising myself, who I will bear witness is praiseworthy. And now tell me, how doth your cousin?
Very ill.
And how do you?
Very ill too.
Well, serve God, love me, and mend. And there I'll leave you too, for here comes one in haste.
Madam, you must come to your uncle, yonder's old coil at home. It has been proved my lady hero hath been falsely accused, the Prince and Claudio mightily abused, and John, who's the author of all, is fled and gone. Will you come presently?
Will you go to hear this news, senor?
I will live in thy heart, die in thy lap, and be buried in thine eyes. And what's more, I'll go with thee to thy aunties.
Done to death by slanderous tongues is the hero that here lies. Death, in guerdon of her wrongs, gives her fame which never dies. And so the life that died in shame lives in death with glorious fame. Hang thou there upon the tomb, praising her when I am dumb. Now, music sound, and sing your solemn hymn. Pardon, goddess of the night. Those that slew thy virgin night, for the which with songs of woe round about her tomb they go. Help us to sigh and groan heavily, heavily. Grace yawn and yield your dead till death be iterated heavily, heavily, heavily.
Did I not tell you she was innocent?
So are Claudio and the prince.
I am glad things sort so well.
As am I, and else being in faith and forced to bring young Claudio to a reckoning for it.
Gentlewomen, go to the chamber with my daughter. There, get ready, and when I call for you, come out masked. The prince and Claudio promised to come this hour.
Friar? Oh, friar? I must entreat your pains, I think.
To do what, signore?
To bind me or to undo me, one of them. Signora, truth is good, signora. Your niece regards me with an eye of favor.
That I believe my daughter lent her.
And I, with an eye of love, do requite her.
That eye you got from me, Claudio, and the prince. What is your will?
Your answer, sir, is enigmatical. But for my will is that your will stand with ours to be conjoined this day in the honorable state of marriage, for which friar I shall desire your help.
I am with your liking.
And my help. Oh, here comes the prince and Claudio.
Brother, go get the girls.
Good morrow to this fair assembly.
Which is the lady I must seize upon?
This, same as she, and I do give you to.
Why? Then she's mine. Sweet, let me see your face.
Not until you promise to marry her and take her hand before this friar.
Give me your hand before this holy friar. I am your husband, if you like of me.
When I lived, I was your other wife. And when you loved, well, you were my other husband.
Another hero?
Nothing certainer. One hero died defiled, but I do live. And surely as I live, I am a maid.
The former hero. The hero that's dead?
She was dead, my lord, while her slander lived.
All this amazement can I qualify, when after that the holy rites are ended. I'll tell you largely a fair hero's death. Meantime, let welcome seem familiar, and to the chapel let us presently.
Oh, soft and fair, friar. Which is Beatrice?
I answer to that name. What is your will?
Do you not love me?
Why, no. No more than reason.
Why, then your auntie and the prince and Claudio are much deceived. They swore you did.
Do not you love me?
Troth? No. No more than reason.
Why, then, my cousin Margaret and all of them are much deceived, for they did swear you did.
They swore you were near sick for me.
They swore you were well nigh dead for me.
'Tis no such matter. Then, do you not love me?
No, truly, except in friendly recompense.
Come, cousin, you do love the gentleman.
I'll be sworn upon it that he loves her, for here is a paper written in his own hand, a halting sonnet of his own pure brain, fashioned to Beatrice.
And here's another, written my cousin's hand, stolen from her pocket, containing her affection unto Benedick.
No.
Ooh. Oh. A miracle. Here is our hands against our hearts. Come, I will take thee. Though by this light I take thee for pity.
I would not deny you, but by this good day I yield upon great persuasion, and partly to save your life, for I was told you were in a...
peace. I will stop your mouth.
How dost thou, Benedick, the married man?
I'll tell thee what, Prince. A college of witcrackers could not flout me out of my humor. Dost thou think I care for satire or an epigram? No. If a man will be beat with brains, he'll wear nothing handsome about him. In brief, since I do purpose to marry, I will not think to any purpose that the world can say against it, and therefore never flout at me for anything that I have said against it. For man is a giddy thing, and this is my conclusion. As for thee, Claudio, I would have thought to have beaten thee, but in that thou art like to be my kinsman, live unbruised, and love my cousin.
I had well hoped thou wouldst have denied, Beatrice, that I might have cudgeled thee out of thy single life to make thee a double dealer, which out of question thou wilt be, if my cousin do not look exceedingly narrowly to thee.
Come, we are friends. Let us have a dance ere we are married, that we might lighten our own hearts and our wives' heels.
There will be dancing afterwards.
Ah, first of my word, therefore play music. Prince, thou art sad. Get thee a wife. Get thee a wife. There is no staff more reverend than one tipped with horn. Oh.
My lord, your brother John is ta'en in flight and brought with armed men back to Messina.
Think not on him till tomorrow. I'll devise thee brave punishments for him. Strike up, pipers!